Hello there everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video in which I'm going to be showing you what I eat in a day. Now, for some reason, I really enjoy watching these videos. I think I'm just nosy, or I like getting food inspiration. I really don't know what it is, but because I enjoy them so much, I thought I may as well film one myself, because why not? And last night we did a big food shop, so now is the perfect time for me to film this video because I've got access to anything and everything that I want. It's now about 9:30 in the morning and I've popped downstairs to make breakfast, which isn't something that I always have, I'm not gonna lie. I usually just have it on days where one of us has a shift, because it means that I'm up significantly earlier than when we're not working. And today Charlie is at work. I went back to sleep after she left, but I woke up at about 8:30, so I'm definitely not a breakfast straight away kind of girl. I have waited about an hour, but I'm now starting to get a little bit peckish. I know that I won't be able to last until lunchtime, so I've popped downstairs to make myself some breakfast and I'm so excited. It's always so nice the day after you've done a food shop to actually come down and eat. Is great. It's really great. So I'm having this morning a bagel and some strawberries. We are on such a fruit hype in this house at the minute. We are loving it. So that's what I'm having this morning for breakfast, and let's just get cracking on with making it. Okay, so this is the end result of my breakfast. I've got my bagel with salted butter on. Sometimes I do put jam on that, but it depends if I've got a sweet tooth or not, and this morning I haven't, so I'll just stick with the butter for now. I've got 5 little strawberries and I've got a glass of orange juice, and I'm gonna go and start eating this before my bagel gets cold. So I'll catch up with you all next time I'm making some food. Hello again everyone. It's actually a few days later since I filmed that original breakfast clip, if you can't tell by the curly hair. But the reason I didn't carry on filming that day is because something very exciting came up, but it meant that I had to dash off that day and didn't have a normal day of eating, if you like. So I decided to leave it there and pick it back up today. Even though I'm in my dressing gown, it is midday. I've just got back from a 12-kilometre walk, so I am absolutely starving, and it's also the hottest day of like the year, I think, or the hottest day that March has ever had, something like that. It's the 30th of March and it's like 21 degrees today, which is just unheard of here in the UK. So very exciting, but I obviously wanted to get my walk done early, and I'm now super hungry. It's 1:30, so a good time to be having lunch. My breakfast stays the same every day, so when I do my food shopping, I will pick my breakfast out for the week, and whether that be cereal, I'll buy the cereal and the milk, or this week, as you saw, it was bagels, so I've bought the bagels and I've bought some fruit and I've bought the orange juice. So for the last 3 or 4 days, my breakfast has been that every single day. So I didn't need to refilm that today, and surprisingly enough, I kind of work the same with my lunches. I think I mentioned before that lunches for me are very quick, very simple, and always cold. I never ever have a hot lunch unless it's a pot noodle if I'm feeling lazy, purely because I like to carry on with my day and I don't like to have a long break in between the day at lunchtime if I'm doing uni work or YouTube work or housework, just anything. I like to just have a very quick, very simple, picky lunch. So for that reason, this week my lunches are sandwiches, and to be honest, I usually just have a sandwich or a wrap, or as it's getting nicer weather, I'll move over to salads because I just fancy salads more. But for now, I'm still sticking with the sandwiches, and I'm having farmhouse bread always. I never ever used to be like a brand girl when it came to bread, but since having a farmhouse loaf reduced, which we love to see, I haven't gone back since, and I've tried a few different ones now. This week I've been using the Asda extra special one I've just shown you, and it's really tasty. So I have that. I do use Lurpak butter, which I just think is, I can't go back from this either. Again, I never used to be like posh when it came to my butter, but since having Lurpak I haven't gone back to anything else. And I've got honey roast ham, I've got a cucumber, I've got some lettuce, which is kind of browning a little bit but should still be alright today, and I've got an abnormally small pepper. I don't really know why it's this small, but it just is. So I've got some pepper and also some cute little mayonnaise, and I'll whack all of that on a sandwich. And I usually differ what I have it with. Sometimes I have these chicken satays, sometimes I have a bag of crisps, sometimes I have fruit. Because it's such a lovely day today, I think I'm going to have the chicken satay and fruit. And I've got some passion fruits, which I absolutely love, so I might have some of these, and there's also some strawberries and things in the fridge. So I'll make my mind up once I've made my sandwich and obviously show you the end result. I do want to talk to you a little bit more about like why my diet is the way it is, like why I eat this sort of stuff, but I'll probably do that a little bit later when it comes to dinner time. And yeah, other than that, let's just carry on, start making my sandwich because I am really hungry. Okay, so it's just gone 6:30 and I've come outside to read my book, and whilst I'm doing that I'm going to have a little snack. Unfortunately I've missed most of the sunshine today, even though it's like the hottest day, but I've been inside doing some work and submitted an assignment, which is great, and obviously that needs to take priority over the sunshine when we're going to have a whole summer's worth of sunshine. So unfortunately that happened, but we moved. So I've got my little blanket, I'm outside, I'm going to read my book. My book of choice is Duty of Care, and I'm going to have that with some strawberries and grapes because I don't want anything too heavy. As I said, it is 6:30, so I will be cooking dinner soon, and I've also got a 7-Up free. With fizzy drinks, I don't tend to drink them that often, and when I do try to have 7-Up free because it's sugar free and caffeine free. I don't drink tea or coffee, so I try to stay away from caffeine. When I have it, it like makes me very flushed and gives me a headache. I know that because very occasionally I do have Pepsi Max and I really enjoy that, and when I do, that's just the result of having that. So I do try to steer clear of caffeine. The reason I'm having a snack at 6:30 in the first place is because I'm trying to hold off till 8 o'clock. When Charlie comes home to have dinner, I just want her to try what I'm trying with me. I'm cooking something new, so I'm trying to hold off a little bit, but I am peckish, so I'm having a little light snack, nothing too heavy. And yeah, there's nothing else for me really to update you on. Also apologies for the shed, it's a mess, I know, but we move. You're not here for that, you're here to see what I eat in a day, so just you know. But yeah, I'll catch up with you all in a bit more detail when I'm cooking dinner. We're gonna ignore the really weird positioning, my dirty McDonald's rubbish and my flowing recycling bin in the background. I don't have my usual filming space available in the kitchen right now, so sometimes it just be like this, you know. The rest of the kitchen is clean, I promise. But it's now dinner time, hence why I'm sat here talking to you guys on my kitchen floor. I'm doing something slightly different for dinner tonight. I'm gonna do chicken baked with lemon and thyme. I'm following a recipe off BBC Good Foods, which it doesn't really need a recipe for, but I was looking for a bit of inspiration as I'm sick of seasoning my chicken the same way all of the time. And for someone who doesn't do spicy foods, it's a little bit hard to get variety, I think. So I'm trying this out tonight. I love lemon, I love chicken, but I don't know if I've ever tried thyme. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope for the best on that one, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm going to do it alongside some potatoes, which I always keep a stock of in the freezer as we never get through a fresh bag, so I just freeze the excess, and also some broccoli because I have broccoli with most of my evening meals. And I would say this is a fairly standard evening meal for me. I always have like the main thing, some sort of carb, and then some sort of vegetable, but the type of meal can vary massively. Sometimes it could be meatballs and pasta, sometimes it could be a stir fry, it could be something frozen out of the freezer like a bird's eye chickeny fillet thing and some chips. It really does depend what I'm feeling. I don't plan it out too much. I'll buy certain meals when I go food shopping, but I don't meal plan when I'm going to have them. I'll just see what I fancy on the day, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm getting up to tonight. I can't wait to try something a little bit new and switch things up. But I also mentioned earlier that I wanted to speak to you guys about why my diet is the way it is. And that's a really weird way of putting it, but I kind of know what I mean. And the first thing I wanted to discuss is my meat consumption, because if you've watched previous videos of mine, you'll know that this year I'm trying to cut that down. And in this video, well, I don't want to say it seems like I've eaten a lot of meat. I have eaten a lot of meat. I had a ham sandwich for lunch and I'm having a chicken breast for dinner tonight. So that's obviously a lot of meat. The reason for that is because I haven't found a replacement for chicken breast as of now that I like. So I'm carrying on eating chicken. And with the ham, Charlie will not eat a replacement ham like corn. She just won't. And so buying a packet of normal ham and a packet of corn ham each week adds up in cost. It's literally about £5 just on things to go inside a sandwich, which as a student who doesn't necessarily have much money, is quite expensive, and I'm not really about that. But I have made some changes. I've converted my meatballs to vegan meatballs. I have vegan sausages. I have made smaller changes, and I think a small change is better than no change at all. So I am working towards it, and I will work towards converting Charlie on the ham front, but I don't really think that's going to happen anytime soon, to be honest. And the next thing I'm going to talk to you about, because I don't really need to justify my meat consumption any more than I already have, is you probably haven't noticed me calorie counting or talking to you about different food groups or weighing my food or anything like that. And that's purely just because at the minute I don't do any of that stuff, and I haven't done any of that stuff for a hell of a long time. I tend to just eat what I fancy and not hope for the best. I know how to make a balanced meal, but I don't restrict myself from anything. So as of now, I just eat what I fancy, and that's about it really. There's nothing more to it. In the next few weeks and over time, I am going to start potentially calorie counting or trying to switch out things and make them a bit healthier, such as white carbs for brown carbs, because I do intend to lose weight this year. And so far the only way I've done that is by moving my body a little bit more. But I do need to now that I've got used to exercising more, change my diet. I just wanted to work on one thing at a time, as that works easy for me. I don't like a lot of change all at once. So I will be heading over and changing my diet, so I'll definitely do a repeated video of these. But having said that, when I do start working on changing my diet, I still will not be cutting anything out, and I won't really be measuring calories that much and that strictly, because I just don't think it's good for me. Like, it just feels quite restrictive and not beneficial for me, to be honest. I will, for instance, I'll still be eating carbs, and I know a lot of people steer clear from carbs. I'm all for having a few less of them. Like today I'll have had carbs for every meal, but I'm not ever going to cut them out. I don't know if I mentioned that this morning after my breakfast I did a 12-kilometre walk, and so I just think if I'm exercising like that on a regular basis and I want a bagel for breakfast and a sandwich for lunch, that's what I'm going to have, because my body needs that fuel. So I will never ever restrict anything or never ever cut anything out, but I am going to be more mindful within the next few weeks and start making a few changes within that time of my diet. So things will change, and I'll be sure to film an updated version of this video when those changes have been properly implemented for quite some time. But for now, this is how I've been eating for the longest time, like for quite a long time, at least 2 years I'd say. I really do just eat what I want, to be honest. Can't say it's worked out great for me, but as I said, that's where I'm going to be making some changes eventually. But for now, that's why you haven't seen me counting calories, measuring any of my foods, things like that. So yeah, I've rambled a lot there, but I hope that's kind of an explanation as to why this video might differ from a lot of other people's. And I suppose without any further ado, I'm just going to carry on with my dinner and get cracking, because I've sat here for 7 minutes now and that 7 minutes of my potatoes could have been in the oven. So I'm going to get started, but kind of wanting to talk to you about like the meat consumption and eating for weight loss or just to sustain, things like that. So yeah, that's where I'm at basically. But let's get cooking this food because I'm hungry and I've now got pins and needles. So the end result might be looking a little bit strange given that the potatoes have changed to fluffy mash, and that's because I stupidly forgot to boil the potatoes before cooking them in the oven. I don't know how I forgot it, but it's literally the second time I've done that in a row now, which is really frustrating. So that's the joys of always having some sort of like instant type of mash in the freezer that you can just quickly whack in the microwave and it's done. So by the time I've done all of that and kept everything else warm, it's actually almost 9 o'clock, which I'm absolutely shattered. I'm too tired to be in all of this, and it also means that I'll probably miss out on my evening snack, which is really sad. But I'll give the chicken a taste test, see what I think, and storm my way through the rest of this and then just quickly head off to bed. Well, good morning everybody. It's now the next day. Please ignore the state of me. I'm editing this video before I hop in the shower because it needs to be uploaded tonight, so hence why I look like this. But I can confirm that last night's chicken was really nice. It was a little bit dry at the ends, but in the middle it was so moist and so lovely. I think it's just because I left it in for a little bit longer given the potato situation. I don't know why I keep forgetting to boil my potatoes first, but I just do. It's so weird. How do I forget that? How? But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you do, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe down below, because as I said, I will film an updated version of this in the months to come, so feel free to stick around to see that in the future. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you all very soon in the next video. Goodbye.